It has been over half a century since an astronaut last walked on the moon during Apollo 17. Returning to the lunar surface today requires an entirely new architecture, much of which has never been tested with a human crew. While the Artemis I mission successfully flew an empty Orion capsule around the moon, the jump from an uncrewed test to a full lunar landing on Artemis III represents a significant increase in operational risk. To bridge that gap, NASA is launching Artemis II, a 10-day, 690,000-mile flight designed to push the Orion spacecraft's life support and navigation systems to their absolute limits. The crew, Commander Reid Wiseman, pilot Victor Glover, and mission specialists Christina Koch and Jeremy Hansen, serve as the mission's primary test pilots. Between them, they have logged 660 days in space and 12 spacewalks, experience they'll need as they become the first humans to ever travel this far from Earth. This mission is the definitive stress test for human survival hardware. It serves as the final validation that must be completed before NASA can safely commit to a permanent lunar presence. The journey begins with the Space Launch System, or SLS. By generating 8.8 million pounds of thrust, this rocket provides 15% more power at liftoff than the Saturn V used during the Apollo era. Once in space, the crew does not immediately head for the moon. Instead, they enter a high Earth orbit, keeping them relatively close to home for the first stage of the test. During this phase, the crew performs a proximity operations demonstration. For about 70 minutes, they will manually fly the Orion capsule, approaching the rocket's spent upper stage and backing away to assess the ship's handling qualities in close quarters. This demonstration also allows the crew to verify that the life support systems inside the 316 cubic foot habitable volume are functioning properly, while an emergency return to Earth is still an option. Confirming the integrity of these environmental controls while still in Earth's vicinity is a critical safety precaution. It ensures the hardware is flight-ready before the crew travels hundreds of thousands of miles beyond the reach of a rescue mission. Once the systems check is complete, the Orion spacecraft fires its main engines for the translunar injection burn. This maneuver pushes the crew out of Earth's orbit and sends them 4,600 miles beyond the far side of the moon. The green line shows the free return trajectory looping behind the moon without entering orbit. Using lunar gravity as a slingshot, it flings back toward Earth along this blue path. This built-in safety net ensures safe return even if primary propulsion fails. While traveling along this loop, the crew will test the Orion Artemis II optical communication system, or O2O. Unlike the radio waves used in the past, O2O uses infrared lasers to transmit data at 260 megabits per second. This provides the bandwidth necessary to send 4K high-definition video and massive data files across lunar distances in real time. By combining a fuel-efficient gravity assist with high-speed laser communications, Artemis II transforms a complex deep space flight into a productive laboratory for future exploration. The most hazardous phase of the mission begins as the crew module separates from the service module and enters Earth's atmosphere at 25,000 miles per hour. To survive, the capsule relies on this tiled heat shield. It must endure temperatures of nearly 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit, roughly half as hot as the surface of the sun, while the crew experiences up to 3.9 Gs of force during a 6-minute communications blackout. Once through the period of peak heating, a sequence of parachutes deploys, slowing the capsule from orbital speeds to just 17 miles per hour for a splashdown in the Pacific Ocean. Waiting at the splashdown site is the USS John P. Murtha, a U.S. Navy amphibious transport dock ship specifically chosen for its well deck and onboard medical facilities. Following a strict 2-hour protocol, Navy divers and helicopter teams extract the crew and secure the capsule, validating the recovery procedures required for all future crewed missions. If the Orion spacecraft and its crew survive this 10-day trial by fire and water, NASA will have a flight-certified vehicle capable of sustaining humans in deep space. This success turns the systems tested here into the validated foundation for a permanent presence on the moon.